A true sign of spooky season.
Ooh, that's scary.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Hey, everybody. We're here. Gotta love technology. Gotta love loose cords.
Loose cords. That sounds right.
Well, Let's see. We're using the Season of the Witch Oracle, of course. It's almost Halloween. Well, it's got a few weeks yet. It's going to get awfully cold here, like around Halloween starting tomorrow, I guess. It's going to be 67, which isn't that bad. And after that, it drops down to the low 50s and the 40s at night. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the show. It's a special day here.
That's right.
It's our 47th anniversary of our first date.
Yay!
Wow.
We actually did a show about it several years ago when it was only the 43rd or whatever.
Right. Nothing special this year. I spent all day at Hay House presentations that went on literally from 9 to 5 with only 2 15-minute breaks in between.
And I went swimming, and then I had to go up to see my audiologist for some supplies for my hearing aid and some other stuff.
Thank you, Violet. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Sadly, I'm celebrating the day also in some tooth pain. I have a very bad feeling about this tooth pain. I'm going to have to go and see the dentist tomorrow, I think. And it may not end well. Well, it was reversed. It's interesting. It says, take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. It's divination reversed. What number is that again?
14.
14. All right. Oh, yeah, no bueno on the tooth pain. It comes and goes, but it's really intense, and I know something's wrong. Anyway, divination reversed. Divination in reverse is asking you to put down the... Well, the show's over because we have to put down the divination tools for a while.
As if.
Okay, but this might be a clue for some of you guys out there. It says asking the same question over and over again can lead to confusion and a misinterpretation of the messages. If you pull a card and do not like the message, try to find a way to sit with it and accept it without judgment. Drawing a card again and again until you get the answer you seek isn't divination. Learn to understand what is presented to you and how it fits into your life. That's really interesting because the tarot lady just came out with a new book and she covers that a little bit when reading for others. And, it's just... You could wait some time and ask the question again, but if you ask it too often and you ask it in different ways on the same day, well, then you might get some really bad mixed signals. After you've been reading tarot for a while, you realize the dangers of that. Take the cards you get at face value. And just remember that the tarot is only a snapshot in time. The interpretation may change over time. So, it's not a be-all and end-all answer, but it can guide you. And that's why we're here. Right, Mr. O?
Right, Mrs. O.
Okay. All right. On with the show.
On with the show.
Who's first?
I don't know.
I know. It's Flower Beauty, I believe. Hey, Flower Beauty.
Hi, Flower Beauty. What should I do for my highest good to earn good money right now? Focus on applying for jobs and freelance, or focus on the business ideas I have?
Well, that does sound like a 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Hello, Flower Beauty, and thank you for your anniversary wishes. Oh, were you supposed to use your deck first?
Did I say that?
I see 2 just standing there, so I got kind of worried. Well, let's see. The Haunted House Tarot has the Knight of Swords for one. Let me get these both out. So the first one is going to be applying for jobs. The second one is freelance or focus on the business ideas you have. I'm just going to put them here, and then I'll give them to Mr. O. Oh. Okay. This makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know if it'll totally give you the right answer, but at any rate, for the first one, should you focus on applying for jobs and freelance? And that one was, Mr. O, the Knight of Swords upright.
The Knight of Swords upright.
And the Ten of Pentacles upright. So let's start there before we put out the other option. I would say here that the Knight of Swords upright is, you have to make a choice here, and maybe you have to make a choice here about focus on applying jobs and freelance. So, you may have to pick between those two, whether you should go for more of a steady job or freelance. I don't know if I have the answer to that question here, but I can tell you that this path here with jobs or freelance offers you a little bit more long-term security if that's what's important to you. Wouldn't you say that?
Right. It seems like there's something very foundational about those kind of choices there. And especially if this is a field maybe where it does seem like it is competitive, as much as you're able to match your own competitive spirit to that, it's possible too that these are kind of enterprises that deal with money, moving money around, or investments or things like that.
Right, so you might be able to put a little bit more money away, and things like that too. You might be able to plan your life out better, with that kind of stability and security. Now, on the other hand, what about if you focused on the business ideas you have? Well, it's interesting. You've got the Moon upright. And then you've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed.
And that's funny because you have the Ten of Pentacles over there.
I know.
So that is kind of funny.
What is kind of interesting, because it makes the choice definitely look better on the first end than the second, but here's why. And here's what maybe you need to consider if you're interested in following, and pursuing your own ideas. The Moon is here to say, things are rather uncertain. What does your gut tell you? You should be able to trust your gut on these matters. And if you feel uncertain and have, your own sense of self-doubts about this, that could be part of the problem. The Nine of Pentacles indicates to me that this may not be the most safest or secure route for you. It may be that you may want more than what your own ideas are providing you financially or, with security.
Right. I was going to say it's mostly about that security, and that it's just really saying now is not the time. You're just not quite as realized yet. And that Moon does add that layer of mystery or uncertainty to that whole idea. So I would agree with those.
Yeah.
So how am I pulling these then?
Well, we used to do one for each, I think, lately when we've been
Okay.
doing it. Two for each. You know what I mean. 2 and 2.
Okay, got it. I just want to make sure. Okay. So the first one then is the Ball and Chain.
Which is, oh God, you're going to have to refresh me on what number that is.
35.
Oh, it's the Anchor.
The Anchor, of course, yes. And then this one's easier for us to guess. It's the Skeleton Key, and of course that means it's the key.
You pulled that from the bottom, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, the key is that you could anchor yourself into something more steady here. Something that will keep you more grounded and secure. It's interesting that came up. It really reinforces the message that we gave you on this side.
And these still, to my mind, seem to be jobs that you are put into the position of realizing your most competitive nature on these. So these are the things that stimulate you to think that way or to want to be more competitive, whether you agree or not that you're normally a competitive personality. But yeah, I agree with Banshee there that's really foundationally what you want more than anything. You want that kind of structure there. So now we're going to look at the other choices and pull the top and the bottom.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi there. And the first one is the Headless Horseman. And then the Witch's Jars. That's the fish, right?
Yeah. Well, that's really interesting. I guess there is some possible potential here for some money, but I think that what it might be saying is, to create the financial wealth that you want, you're going to have to keep things moving. It's going to be on you all the time to drum up the business, drum new business.
Is that the writer?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's, right, the idea of, really constantly chewing it, constantly doing it to, stay a pace ahead. So there's a lot more work if you're going your freelance way or your way with your own ideas, because you're going to really have to be a go-getter and really be aggressive there in a different kind of way, I guess.
So, there might be some payoff for you here, some money, but it's going to make you a lot busier, and it's also going to, maybe not always be that stable and secure. Sometimes it might be like a situation of, like feast or famine. When times are good, you're going to do okay. So then you're going to have to be sure to squirrel some money away for when the times are not so good. And that's what we have for you. I wish you luck with that.
Good luck.
I see a cell came in too before Alicia.
Hello to everybody.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O.
You're welcome.
I can't do anything here. He's right on the edge. And he is going to get moved because this is not good. No. You have to move.
You're welcome, Flower Beauty.
All right.
And Shirley asks, can you please tell me what is the person on my mind's current feelings, thoughts, intentions, and next actions towards me? Okay, and I'm going to use my Dark Grimoire deck because we're in the Halloween season, so I'm going to bring out a few of the spooky themed kind of decks I have. I have been using this one on my Totally Twisted Thursdays rotation, so it shows up there every 4 weeks or so. Kind of has a Lovecraftian kind of influence.
Over here. Stay here. Yeah, I know I'm pushing you around. I'm sorry I'm pushing Sunny today. He's going to be out of camera view for a little while. Don't worry, he's going to roll back here any minute. Right? Yeah.
Okay, so the first card is the Upright Queen of Swords. And then it's the World. And then it's the reversed Three of Wands. So kind of a little bit of a glitch there. So the person that is in your mind, they're... Oh, okay.
I'll give you those now.
It's the Birds. And the Moon. The Mask of the Moon, or whatever that is. So the question was, what are their current feelings, thoughts, or intentions, or next actions towards you? And the Queen of Swords, that looks like they are reaching a decision. The Queen of Swords is like the King of Swords, but in the sense maybe that they're not often as well thought of by others, or that they don't really care about what others think about the decisions they have to make. They realize sometimes they're going to be the strong person and make a decision. Having said that, the next card is the World, and maybe the idea is that they feel like you sort of create their world for them, or you perfect their world for them, or that's part of their feelings, or that they want to create or bring the world to you in a way. Could be their intentions. And then finally, with the reversed Three of Wands, it could be that they feel that this is going to take a lot longer, or that they have more things going on that might possibly make them not as steady or constant, like that maybe to some degree they don't feel this opportunity is quite there, but that's what's in their head. And you?
Well, I agree with Mr. O that they're possibly going to make a decision that involves completing a cycle in some way. The world is about completion. So what are they ending? Or, so that they can begin something new? Are they, I don't know. But it seems like completion and beginning is intricately tied into the world and their feelings here. So they may be ending something with you, whatever that is, or their intentions are, but they might be beginning something with you as well. It's almost, if I focus this directly on you. And the Three of Wands here reversed is, again, there's a little bit of an inability here to really think things through, to strategize how they want to accomplish this. I almost feel like maybe they're even concerned that, their next moves might be futile. And so maybe they don't want to take them. What?
But then I look at the Lenormand, and Shirley asked,
Yeah.
what are those birds? And I'm going to tell you what the
Yeah.
birds are. And I'm thinking that the moon and the birds maybe indicates that this person you're thinking of may feel they'll have more success or work more towards their goal if they communicate through friends or through different ways of communicating, that maybe they're going to try to get somebody else to put the bug in your ear about them, or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of a toss-up to me. At first, when I saw that card, I thought, well, maybe it just means that, maybe they realize that in order to be successful, there's going to have to be some communication at some point here. I kind of looked at it that way because this is what they're feeling. And yeah, it could, I don't know if they could involve others in this or not, but, sometimes the birds is about that it's communication with a group rather than with an individual, or maybe that the communication is coming through gossip or third party, kind of thing. So I don't know. Are they looking for somebody to mediate something? I don't know.
Right,
but I do think they
a mutual
realize
friend or something.
the communication is going to be the key to their success.
So they just have to figure that out, apparently.
Yeah.
That's probably what that really means, is they have to see that they have to be more direct,
Well, somebody does.
Even if, yeah, somebody does. There you go.
I think, because that communication's the key. That's to success here. So, it kind of hinges on that. That's what we see for you, Shirley. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Shirley.
The birds can sometimes be bad, but the moon is not a bad card in the Lenormand. So I have to look at it for what it is, and it really does talk about how we communicate with others and network. Okay, so we are on Lena, right?
No, it didn't really give us an idea of when, but a lot of times when I see the moon, I sort of feel like the moon moves in cycles. It's always every 4 weeks. So I could say that it could be at least 1 or 2 moon cycles then, that this might happen. But more likely, because it seems all current, that it could be within the 4 weeks or so of a moon cycle.
With the way things look there, yeah, I wouldn't rule out that it could take within a month, that it's sooner rather than later if it's going to happen. That's what I'm hoping. Good luck with that.
Alrighty. So Lena wants a spirit reading for the next 5 months.
Yep.
Should we tell them?
Tell them what?
Where does it hurt?
Oh, ouch. We released our Where Does It, or will be, our Where Does It Hurt video.
The Unhappy Hour.
The Unhappy Hour has been filmed, and that will be released on Friday. But what time?
Did we say?
No. Did we?
Probably we should go for 4. What do you think?
I think, because I don't know if I'm going to end up at the dentist tomorrow.
Well, there's always a
It may
possibility.
be tentative, but we will be live in the chat for that video. Now remember, it's a video, but it will be an elemental reading for what might be paining you right now. And we'll try to turn that frown upside down by the end of the readings.
Or drive us all crazy.
There is that.
All right, so spirit reading for Lena. And you're welcome, Shirley. Good luck.
Good luck to you, Shirley. Okay, we've got Death reversed. Let's put that up there. Oh no. Geez, 5 months. Ace of Pentacles reversed. They're all reversed. But at least the last one I look at is slightly positive. The Five of Cups up reversed.
So 2 5s?
Was there?
Did you say that was the 5 there?
No,
you
the
didn't.
ace.
Okay, sorry.
What's the first
I
one again?
misheard you. It's death reversed.
Yes.
I misheard you. Okay, so then there's the letter. And the ball and chain.
Oh, wow. Well, Lena, 5 months. You know, you've had some better readings, I think, in the 9 month ones lately, but the 5 months, these next 5 months might be a little bit challenging for you, to say the least. You know, one thing is to try to shake yourself out of a sense of stagnation. You know, an inability to want to change, to make necessary changes that could benefit you in some way. It feels like you kind of don't want to do it. Let's put it that way. Whether this is involving job, career, it could involve job, career, financial areas with that Ace of Pentacles there. So, you know, this is something that could be really holding you back.
Right, Lena, it looks that way too, and this may be just your own sense of stagnation or feeling very unmotivated because something that you thought was going to take off better for...
you're going to the next, yeah.
Yeah, the ace there was not working out for you.
No, it wasn't. And, you know, when you think about it, Spirit is saying, hi, Victoria. Spirit is saying you have to, you have to do, you know, it's partially to blame, this inability to accept some changes that you need to make, that something didn't get off the ground. So, you know, you're going to have to turn that, only way you can turn these cards around is by accepting the fact that you can't do things in the same old way, and, you know, otherwise you're going to get the same old, you know, negative results. Something has to change. And you can go on to the next card.
Sometimes when I look at the Five of Cups reversed, though, I can't see that although you feel like there's some real dismal attitudes going on about what you still have, what you wanted to have, you will find still that you can maybe force yourself or try to bring yourself to a reappraisal of that and look at it as the better outcome with everything given. So having said that, you know, the Lenormand says, anchor yourself to the idea, you know, that good news is still waiting to come to you. You know, kind of set that into yourself that, you know, this is going to change. You know, things will change and get better.
Did you come to join us for our 47th anniversary of our first date celebration? We're drinking lemonade. Whoops.
And, you know, I was like a very long-haired hippie, and I wanted to make a good impression on her mom, too, who I had to go and pick her up at her mom's house.
You can't make a good impression on my mom with long hair. You just can't.
I was yet to find that out.
But I was very impressed. He had a better head of hair than me.
It was pretty babe-alicious back then.
But anyway, Lena, you know, the Five of Cups to me is a positive here in that finally, I think somewhere as these months progress, Spirit is saying, you know, you're going to take a look at things and reassess. Yeah, you've had some losses, but you still have things to fall back on and move forward with. Yeah, you know, maybe in 5 months, you might start to realize that, You know, these changes that you've been putting off are just what the doctor ordered to turn your life around. So I think as 5 months go round, you're ready for a new opportunity and for growth to occur.
You know, that's kind of interesting because, of course, the question was about 5 months, and we have the Five of Cups at the end there.
That's right.
And the Five of Cups card is, in a sense, a turnaround card, especially because we're looking at these previous cards here as being, you know, negative, you know, dismal, not really feeling it. So I'm thinking that if you hang on, good news eventually will turn this around. Somehow you have to believe that something faithful, some good news, something you've been working on, but maybe lost sight of temporarily. Whatever it is, will save you. We sure hope so.
We sure hope so. Good luck with that, Lena. All right. And what did I want to say? Oh, other than I believe Foxy is up. Hey, Foxy.
Hi, Foxy.
Get that question ready. It's your deck, Mr. O.
Yes, and we'll have happy hour this week as per normal, Saturday at 10 a.m. our time. That's Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow
Oh,
will
really,
be,
Victoria? Wow.
Tomorrow will be the Emotional Exchanges at 7 a.m., my usual show.
Oryx Violet. I'm sorry, Violet. I say it was you were talking to Victoria. That's why. Wow. I was having some really good meditations today on these programs from Hay House. There was this awesome one about healing your ancestral maternal line and kind of healing, yet disassociating yourself from their story. In other words, your life is your own story now. You do not have to live with the story, that your ancestors have passed on to you. Let it go and create your own. I mean, that was the most fantastic meditation. I felt so good after that. I really liked that one. There was an interesting past life one too, but all I saw in the past life one, and I was focusing on trying to find out if I had a life in Ireland and what it was like. All I saw was like this narrow waterfall falling from way high and just rushing and gushing down with a lot of power and force. And I love waterfalls. I have a waterfall calendar hanging behind me here. So, I thought that was kind of interesting, but that's all I got out of that. So was it a waterfall in Ireland, and what did it mean to me? I don't know.
I'm trying to move us towards Foxy's question, which she put out there.
Aha.
And hello to Libracus. So,
well, Foxy, I have some ideas too, but I want to see what the cards say. Hey, Libra, good to see you. I have some thoughts myself on this, just to pass along, but let's just check out these cards.
Okay, I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot, and my first card is the Ten of Pentacles.
Okay.
Upright. The second card is the Nine of Swords, upright. And then finally, it's the reversed Queen of Swords. That almost pulls me right in right away, because that often talks about decisions that are appreciated or possibly even bad decisions. But a lot of times I think they're just not appreciated.
And it's almost falling into place here. What is the first card again?
It's the Ten of Pentacles, upright.
Upright. I'm not sure how that fits in this. Let's throw these out and see what we have. We have the Stork, number 1. Oh, now we have the Scythe, number 2. Well, I'm going to let that Ten of Pentacles go for a minute and veg on that one. Think about that. I think here, though, when I see this combination of the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords reversed, I feel here that maybe, you know, you're willing to let your guard down too much. Yes, these men are attracted to you, and they almost feel like in some way, I'm not sure an Aries would give this off, but they feel in some way that you are more vulnerable and possibly easier to, you know, take advantage of in some way, you know? So, you know, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful with the choices that you make. They may think that you won't be seeing them for who they truly are, you know, these people who are just using you or, you know, just going out with you but wanting to just not be serious and see other people. They feel here, you know, you're vulnerable. That card of the Nine of Swords is often about anxiety, stress, and fear. But as soon as I saw this in this reading for you, I thought of vulnerability. Because what do anxieties and fears make us? They make us vulnerable. So that's why I went that way. I don't know if you feel that way.
Well, it's hard to say what I'm feeling because I don't know that it's supported necessarily by the cards.
By the 10, I know.
But I'm wondering if, like, you're their proxy for revenge against the women that hurt them. So by, you know, treating you poorly, in their mind, somehow they're getting back at these women in a way. That's what I think could be happening with some of this too. So the Ten of Pentacles still seems to be a cipher, but I guess what it's saying is that this sort of feels like that's their support or foundation, this construct that is their home, so to speak. You know, the idea that, you know, they are protected and safe there as they enact, you know, little petty trips against women that they
is
should
an
be dating.
interesting one. I like that because, you know, I wouldn't have thought of that, but, you know, the Ten of Pentacles, when it's upright, is somebody who is feeling kind of powerful right now in their own way. Mm-hmm. You know, they feel they've got everything going for them. Everything is, you know, fine. They feel like they're in the perfect place in life so that they can treat others, you know, the way they want to. And get away with it, they think.
So, in a way, because you're the new person to them, the stork, you know, they want to cut you. You know, they want to hurt you.
Wow. Wow. I wouldn't have interpreted that way, but I like it.
So,
not for you, Foxy, but it makes sense.
We're not able to totally read into their psychology and or why... you know, this happens to you, but I think that's the basis of it, is that somehow you're the proxy revenge, or other women too, perhaps, you know. I mean, if they're like that with you, then they're probably like that with other women too. So in other words, you're really attracting really bad men.
Well, and I think, you know, because of the nature of your question, we're focusing specifically on the why. You know, there's not much here on what you can do about it, really. That's a question maybe for another time. But I think here, too, that he's very right. You know, this scythe might be, you know, it's hard for you to I will say there's one thing here. It's hard for you to keep a new beginning going when all they want to do is cut and run. Because I almost feel a separation between the two cards here, you know, because that scythe is pointing away from the stork, but the stork is here, and the stork is about new beginnings, and that's what you truly want, a new beginning, but it's hard to do that when all they want to do is cut and run. And that does seem to be the case. So you have to set up some firmer boundaries, and, you know, also these people, I saw something you were saying there about, you know, that want you to just respond right away and stuff. You know, if there's red flags are red flags, and if there are people who are right from the get-go going to be really possessive or wanting you at their beck and call, that you got to be that interested in them, well, I don't know. I think something's a little off, you know, and maybe you just need to consider that. It's unfortunate, but you know, I don't know you, you know, physically, etc. But hey, you know, if you are a beautiful woman, you know, there are men out there who just want, you know, you on their shoulder for a while, and then they're, you know, they'll go to the next beautiful woman. There are people like that. That is not your fault, you know.
Hi, Tidal Wave.
That's just how some people are.
Right, and you know, it's kind of interesting because you have all these sharp, pointy things here. You have two swords, and then you have the scythe. So I feel like there's a lot of antagonistic behavior on their part, and you should definitely do some shielding, you know, of different sorts for yourself too, because you may be pulling them in without realizing it, or maybe they are targeting women like you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not so much that they're being attracted to you, but maybe they're, in their spare time, they're playing revenge trips.
That is true. There's a lot of men who deep down, and there are women like this too. I do not want to be gender specific here.
Right.
There
I don't
are
wanna be their
people,
friends.
right. There are people who deep down have an abiding hate for successful people of the other sex. And it's almost as if they want to bring them down. They won't admit it, but it's like what their game is.
In a way, it's the corollary to the jerks that show up on our thread and try to bring us down and tell us, shouldn't we be ashamed because we're lying to people? Does your cat read cards too? It's the same kind of thing. People who feel like they just target you because they hate you for no really good reason.
You will
So I'm
find
sorry
somebody
about
out
that.
there, I guarantee you. But you know what? Just don't be so accepting of people. Look beneath the surface at all times, because
Hi, Isabel.
there are so many charlatans out there. There really are in this day and age. I
So
wish
we
you a
gotta
lot of
move
luck,
on.
Foxy.
Good luck. Hope that gave you some ideas.
Well, I think some of that was on point.
Yeah.
All those sword
swords.
cards and the pointed cards, the pointy cards.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome, Foxy.
That was kind of intense.
Angel Rivera, are
Be
you
careful.
up? You are. What
Hey,
do you
Angel.
need, Angel? Angel Rivera, I don't know. I'm going to have to get Cyril Marchetti's deck. I'm going to have to do it, but I don't know when yet. I've been bad buying too many decks.
A single oracle.
All right. I'm going to use the seasonal, which I think last time I used the crow one, which is still here. I don't know why I have that crow one here. I'm not sure, but I do feel like I got to read from that one again soon. The Crow Oracle. These times are very turbulent, and that deck, MJ Cullinane's Crow Oracle, has a lot of, there are good cards, but there's a lot of admonitions in those cards and things to look out for. Right. More. Well, it was reversed, Angel Rivera. It's nature spirits. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of trees. Okay, what number is that? 26.
It was reversed.
It was.
Whoops.
This card in reverse means playfulness. The nature spirits want to have fun and enjoy the beauty of this earth. There must be a balance to every energy, and balance to seriousness is playfulness. When you're overwhelmed, allow yourself to do something silly or childish. It will lighten the mood and help you to see things from a new perspective. There are times when things are so hard that the only thing left to do is to laugh, because it is the only way to get you through it. I guess they're talking about the cosmic joker here in a way. Silliness can work wonders when times are hard. Give it a try. And what do you have with the Lenormand there, Mr. O, that's hiding behind my cards? Whoopsie. Whoa. The poison letter.
Right. Well, yes.
No, what it is saying here that you may be called upon. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. Maybe it's some serious paperwork that has to be signed. You may have to commit to something, whatever it is. But it looks as though papers are involved in some way. I don't know if that relates to the card in general, or just maybe some of the stress that's associated with this commitment you must make. whether it's signing on for a loan, whether it's signing a lease for a house, whatever the case may be, or it's something at work, you will have to sign. For me, it's benefit renewal time, so, going to have to be looking into that.
I can't quite put it together with the other card, but it feels like just basically making sure everything is proper, I guess.
Just finished some administrative at work last week. And
that you understand, everything legalese-wise, if possible, to any hidden.
So when the going gets tough, and when stress is starting to add up at work, I know you're a runner, and if you enjoy that, if that is fun to you, do what's fun. Do whatever you want to do that's playful and fun and sets a lighter tone for yourself, because it'll help you cope with those more difficult things we face in our day-to-day life. I've just always got to have some fun. Girls just got to have fun, but this girl does. But, everybody has fun in their own way. So whatever it is for you, Angel Rivera, that's what the card is calling for. Good luck with that.
Okay, so Scorpio has asked, what is happening for Robert and I the month of October? I will use the English Magic Tarot.
You are welcome.
You're welcome. Sunday, what are you doing?
So for October Fest, I'm going to be bringing out some of my older readings, these 3-card readings that I created a few years back for the Halloween season. I don't remember if there's a past life on there. I know there's one about ghosts and hauntings. There may be one about ancestral spirits there. So I'll be bringing those out and offering them on our live show. So stay tuned for that. And there'll be other things happening, we promise. But all in good time. The month is still young.
But yeah, you can tune into Instagram, Facebook, or
Threads.
Twitter.
And Threads.
For my Thirsty Thursday, which is taking the place temporarily of Totally Twisted Thursdays. Okay.
For the month of October.
Right. So, what is happening with Robert and you the month of October? Okay, not starting off good. There's death reversed. But oddly enough, there's also the 9 of Cups. And then there's the 3 of Swords. Wow, sounds like you're going through a lot in 1 month.
Death reversed, the 9 of Cups.
And the 3 of Swords.
What?
I know, it's crazy, eh?
It is crazy. And what was the question exactly?
What are Robert and Scorpio going through the month of October?
Well...
What is happening for Robert and them the month of October?
I'm trying to write down melody. Okay.
Uh-huh.
There's this desire. There's this desire here. I think somebody is truly, wanting something. One of you or both of you want something. The 9 of Cups. There's desires here. However, it's surrounded by, number 1, inaction. Inactivity or stagnation and unwillingness maybe to make the changes necessary to make that happen. And then, of course, the 3 of Swords is here, which can be a card of some sorrow or sadness.
Separation.
It could even be separation. That's right. So I can't understand why you would have that, but let's look at the Lenormand and see if there's a clue there. The letter is back and the heart. There's not really a clue there, but there might be a remedy there. Let's see. I don't know. One or both of you truly desire this relationship to be on the right track. If this is about a relationship, I assume. You know, it just seems as though there's passion there. There's a will, there's a desire to achieve an aim. There's a potential for getting that. But like I said, with death reversed here, something's got to change here. Is there no communication? Is there problems with communication? Is there just struggles in the relationship where each person may be taking sides and, or standing their ground and not willing to budge? Because it's causing some pain and sorrow. I feel that here, and I see that.
I can see what you're saying, Banshee, because it feels like each person or somebody strongly feels like there's a need to kind of pull it together to realize where things are taking them. But it just seems like there are issues on either side of it. Maybe there is actually something that does serve to separate them or to keep them from coming together. Is it distance or is it other obligations, things like that? And then maybe there's just an unwillingness to advance it forward. But is that coinciding with the letter, maybe, like saying that the communication needs to happen, but somebody doesn't have their heart into it all the way?
So whether it's through chat, email, almost seems like written communication, but it doesn't have to be. It just is emphasized with the letter. It's clearly, something needs to be, and with the heart here, I feel like there has to be a heart-to-heart conversation or a airing of feelings here. I think that has to happen. Sometimes people write it out. Of course, sometimes they write out a Dear John letter, I'm breaking up with you, that sort of thing. I don't want to see this happen here. I feel here, though, there needs to be an open, honest, heart-to-heart, heartfelt conversation in order to write this.
There's a heart here, too,
Yeah,
behind that heart.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of that relates, Scorpio, but that's what we're seeing right now. The cards aren't very kind for October. I mean, it shows there's a lot of work that needs to be done here. And, people, I would say both of you, has to be some willingness to make some changes. So I hope that, I don't know whether I hope that resonated or not for you. I wish you luck with that.
Hey, Kara.
Hey, Kara. What do the cards have for you today? Did I use my Darkwoods last time?
I did. Oh, which cards you used?
Yeah, my Darkwoods. Did I use them? I don't think so.
I don't think you did.
I'll use them now. So what is your cousin Jim have to say to you? Okay, because you felt like maybe he was trying to give you a message. It's really funny, people. A couple of the psychics from Hay House were talking about music, hearing music. Whether it's in your dreams or other ways. And it's really interesting, too, because honestly, one day, probably when I was up too late, I was in there and I was getting ready to go upstairs and I could have sworn I heard music. And I'm like, where is that coming from? And I kept hearing it. TV was off, nothing was on, but I was hearing music.
It's a grandpa, not a cousin.
It wasn't the whistling in my ears or the... the constant ringing in my ears that I get. Oh, Grandpa, I'm sorry. Sorry, Kara.
All right, what you got?
Jim. Okay, you're Grandpa Jim. Well, so what does Grandpa Jim's message to you? It's a Three of Pentacles. I could look at this a couple of different ways, Kara. I could look at this as he wants to work with you. You know, that could be one message here that I feel, that he wants you to know that he's here for you. He wants to work with you. He's on your side. It could also be that he's trying to tell you now is the time for you to either work with other spirits, you know, like himself, or to, you know, work with other people right now to achieve something you've wanted to achieve.
Right. This is about a collaboration, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, emphasis on that swirly nature around the 3 there. So I think that this is definitely talking about, you know, Jim wants to have some sort of ongoing relationship or partnership with you in terms of spirit work and things like that. So why is it important?
Why is it important? It's a 2 of Swords. I like this one. 2 of Swords.
Oh, yeah.
Nice reflection there.
Why is it important? 2 of Swords, balance is needed maybe to some degree, and also good discernment in judgment. And maybe right now is not the time to necessarily be ready to make judgments. Maybe now is the time to consider all the sides and perspectives.
It's kind of interesting seeing this version of the 2 of Swords, Kara, after I told you that maybe your Grandpa Jim wants to work with you, you know, because this part of the card here looks very ethereal to me. It's almost as if she's looking at the spirit realm here. She's seeing herself reflected there, it's true. But I think here that what this is saying is that, you know, the spirits want to help you when you need to make the tough decisions. When you need to make those tough decisions, you shouldn't hesitate to go within and determine, you know, your best course of action from what they have to say. And I think he's trying to say to you here, he's here for you. But also, this could indicate, too, that the reason you need to work with others at this time is because, you know, you need to make some sort of, you need to think about things more, and others might be able to help you give you different perspectives on things that you need in order to make that decision.
Yeah.
So where is this leading? Wow. It's the Hierophant reversed. This is leading to a radical new approach to things for you. This is leading to maybe, you know, some unusual spiritual occurrences or encounters, right?
I was going to say advances.
Advances. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it may be a little bit out of the box for you. I assume your grandpa wasn't necessarily, let's say, into Odin. I don't know, but I'm just wondering.
It's definitely out of the box, like Banshee's talking about. It just sort of feels like even you yourself couldn't see necessarily you going in this direction. So who knows what it could be, right? But in the Lenormand, the key, also known as the skeleton key, has shown up alongside the rider, also known as the headless horseman.
Well, how ironic that we get that, because we had this standing still kind of card here to think about things. But I think what this is ultimately saying is where this is heading is once you've started doing things differently now and have different mindset and different attitudes about things, you're going to get moving. You know, things are going to be on the move for you. It's just like there'll be no sitting still.
It's kind of like it's talking about a feedback loop, and I often see that in the sense of the spiral there too. But also, you know, with the other cards supporting it, it feels like once you get doing it, you know, you really open up a new vista for yourself. You gotta
wow.
Take a dive.
Interesting reading, Kara. Good luck with that. And we are on a cell, I believe.
And we've been trying to find a cell, so they may have backed out.
Hey, cell, I hope you're here.
Oh, that's an interesting thought, Victoria. Thank you.
Ah, that is very nice, Victoria. That's true. So, I'm back to square one with my haiku book because the program I'm using, where I thought I couldn't use the artwork that I put in for it and get it published on Amazon, and I can't really. I started going and doing a copy without the artwork, and I was just going to publish it without the artwork. But the program I'm using now has AI generated art that you can create yourself, and that is perfectly acceptable to Amazon. So long as What?
We just did the countdown.
Okay, that's fine. So long as I let it know that it is AI generated art. So the next person on the list is Alicia.
Hey, Alicia.
So I might be able to publish it with artwork after all. And I'm already 30 pages in to fixing the artwork and putting in new artwork. I've got like about, I don't know, 65 more pages to go.
Can you keep talking?
I can. I do want to talk today. Hey, Alicia. So that's what I've been working on when I'm offline a lot. I'm in the rabbit hole of Canva and trying to create new images and replicate some of the ones I did with the art that I didn't have the license for to satisfy Amazon. So some of it will be not as dynamic as I would have liked, but I have come up with some pretty good stuff here and there. So stay tuned for that. But at any rate, the other thing I wanted to say is after the haiku book, I'm hoping to then focus my attention on a tarot spreads book that I hope to get out. So, well, actually, that's my third project. My second project is to complete a framework for a deck that I'm creating, and I'm hoping I can get that out and published somewhere. And I may go back and recreate that with the new AI stuff too.
Did we get our next reading?
So we've moved on to Alicia. I'll tell you what, we'll put you in after Alicia, but you must stay, okay? You must stay, or if you're not here when we call you, that's it for today. We'll do Alicia's reading first. All right.
Is it my deck?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
What my Libra friends' intentions are and where are we going?
Well, righty-o then. I'm going to use the Dark Grimoire deck. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the Ghost Tarot. Because they're ghosting you. No.
Right. Well, I got out both of my ghost decks. I have to get out some more, though. The leaf deck is going to be going away. I think next week is our peak in leaves around here. Sunny has been very well behaved so far. Just in the beginning, a little bit in my way.
All right, here's the 3 cards. The first one is the Hanged Man reversed. Then I have the 8 of Swords upright. It's kind of a beautiful idea of the 8 of Swords. And then I have the High Priestess upright. And these are from the Ghost Tarot, so they sort of have a ghostly idea behind them.
So you have the 8 of Swords, the High Priestess, and
the Hanged Man reversed.
Oh yeah, the Hanged Man reversed. Well, here you go.
The Book.
And back again.
The Stork.
Looks like our Lenormand card of the day.
No.
This is an interesting reading here. I think you're going to have to truly, what are their intentions? I think they feel kind of stuck right now or afraid to do something. The Eight of Swords stands out for me for that they don't seem to feel confident or self-assured in what they're feeling right now. Maybe they're questioning their feelings. The Hanged Man reversed kind of bothers me a little bit here. I mean, I could go two ways with the Hanged Man reversed. It may be that they've now come down from a point of thinking about it and they want to do something, but no, I tend to think that they're unwilling to take a chance on something right now. It might be their ego is getting in the way. They're worried about getting their ego bruised maybe or something.
Do they have some sort of secret they want to tell you? Do they have some sort of deeper feeling they want to reveal to you?
You're getting that from the High Priestess?
I'm getting that from the High Priestess, but the reluctance to reveal it or to be honest about it is from the Hangman reverse. They just sort of feel that gives it that edge there. Or maybe the feeling that they have said something to somebody else, and so they're wondering if, it's going to be a reflection back on them, what they may have indicated. I'm not so sure it's that, but I feel it's something like that, or like what I said before, they're not willing to talk to you about something.
Hey, Violet, let's just take one more person tonight and we'll close the list, okay?
Yeah,
we'll close the list at 18 tonight. Okay.
But yeah, I think it sort of puts them on a somewhat defensive stance, or somewhat feeling like they're uncertain how they want to approach this, in a way.
Yeah, and the High Priestess was kind of bugging me because I was trying to think here. I like what Mr. Rose said about deep feelings. They may have some deep feelings here, but yet there's a lot of uncertainty or self-doubts or fears. Well, not fears so much, because that's more Nine of Swords. It's a lot of self-doubts and just wondering. They almost feel like their hands are tied in a way that they don't know which way they want to go.
Is that from the stork in the book?
No, that's really more from that Eight of Swords.
Well, I feel that too, but I sort of feel the stork in the book maybe sort of suggests something is paused too, in a way, this new idea, maybe because they feel they need to know more, or they need to feel differently about it for some reason.
Well, if anything's going to get off the ground, it's going to be through finding out things about each other. I get the feeling here he may need to figure out more about you, or something else in his life that is maybe weighing. There could be something else that's weighing heavily on him that's causing this inability to move with the Eight of Swords. I'm wondering about that. But it looks to me, because when I see the stork and the book, I feel like a new beginning is kind of put off for a while. And that's basically because if you think about it, yeah, sure, students like to cram their research into one night, but, good solid research takes time. And so I almost think that is a factor saying this is going to take a little bit more time to play out.
Well, is that the thing that maybe they can't quite talk to you about, the fact that maybe they need to do something else that maybe changes the nature of the relationship in some way, makes it a more distant one, or does something to it? And so I'm wondering if they're just not assured enough of their own feelings about some of these things.
He definitely has something on his mind. I mean, I think that with the High Priestess there too, So I'm not really, this has a lot of uncertainty with it right now. I mean, we may want to ask again in a little bit to see what's going on, or you yourself, may want to do some little digging yourself. Maybe that book is for you in order to get something new started. You yourself may have to try to ferret out what's going on here.
And sometimes that's the high priestess too. It talks about our own inner wisdom that we have to figure out.
It's funny you mention that, because when that high priestess was pulled, Alicia, I know this was supposed to be about their intentions, which is why I didn't say it, but I almost felt that was a message for you. What is your gut telling you right now about his intentions? I think you're going to have to ferret it out yourself, and the answer might already be within you, and if not, in order to get this new beginning going, you may have to ferret it out of, this person. So I wish you luck.
Good luck.
Okay, Estelle, we need that question.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome. Oh no, I put a cell next, Violet. Yeah, I know you did, but I put a cell next. Is she gone then? Because I had told her she could stay. Let's just give her a moment, and if I...
We could start another count.
No, wait.
For some reason, I'm really thirsty. I'm just slugging through this.
Well, I'm almost
stuff
through
here.
my liquid. I think my liquid was helping my tooth pain a little bit somehow. I'm feeling better the more I hydrate.
So let's talk about the rest of the week. You know that Sunday brings Material Matters.
Yes.
10 o'clock a.m. We're there in the chat live to talk about the reading and other things. Always have a good time with our tarot tribe. So join us.
It was kind of humid today, actually, Violet. It's been rainy, and it's going to rain tonight, tomorrow. The air might be a little dry in here, though.
Well, I went swimming and worked up a little bit of a sweat, but I was in a pool.
All right, yeah, Sensodyne.
pretty
I may,
busy.
but I think there's a serious tooth problem. I could be wrong, but I had this pain once before when I lost another tooth. So I'm not feeling good about this. I'm hoping maybe it's a cavity that opened up somehow, but I'm not
Well, I
sure.
think we got to move on.
All right, so let's move on to Victoria.
Victoria, Toby can have a proxy reading through you. Sort of.
And Estelle will be at the bottom of the list. We'll just leave him there. Her there, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Wow. Time to bring out the black candles, eh? The little voodoo doll.
And then Estelle pops up again. Estelle, there either is some really bad delay here or something. My advice to you in the future is I think you're just going to have to leave your question with Violet. Because otherwise you're not here when we call you. We take some time and we wait and you don't respond. And that's now twice it's happened in this show. So I think you got to leave your question because I don't want to do this to you. But next time, if Violet has your question, we can do it in the order, that it's there. So, all right. My deck? Oh, my deck. So, wait a minute. I used the Dark Woods, right?
Yeah, and I used whatever I used.
I am on my Ghost and Spirits Tarot for Victoria. How apropos. Especially since you mentioned ghosting. Well, sorta. All right. Well, we got the Fool reversed here. The Seven of Wands is reversed. Oh, the Page of Cups is upright. You know, all you need is love. That Page of Cups, what do you got there?
The Crossroads, also known as the Creepy Trail, and the Snake, also known as the Raven.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Wow, Victoria.
Yeah, you got some problems.
Ooh. Yeah, you know, with friends like these, you know, the Fool reversed indicates that I just don't know that they should be trusted. You know, when you think about what we say about the Fool sometimes, it's that trust test. You know, how you fall off the cliff and, oh, so the universe is going to catch me at the bottom. My friends are going to be there for me. No, they're not. In other words, it seems to me they're fair weather friends, and that when things go awry or not the way that they want them to, you know, not giving them the adventure, the excitement, whatever that they want, or maybe, you know, that they just abandon you. That could be one thing.
I agree with that. And then when I look at the Seven of Wands,
Ah.
this sort of indicates that they're not really good friends, that they probably are working against you, that they're not standing up for you, that they're probably the enemy.
You do have to stand up to them. I believe you would, and I'm sure you have. You know, the thing is here that, you know, you feel that they are out to get you, and you're probably right. You know, it's either jealousy, it's some competitive nature that they have. Are they trying to one-up you in some way? You know, do they not want to accept your truth? Do they want to change your truth to fit their, you know, that their version of the truth? You know, so that's sort of what I see here. You know, they don't like the fact that maybe you might disagree with them. Maybe you take a stand on certain things, and no. They're not going to tolerate it.
So then the Page of Cups says that maybe, you know, they have an idealistic and or not realistic view of their friendship with you, and that it may be more shallow, dreamlike, you know, so it's more based on what they idealize perhaps.
Yeah, you know, okay, so if they wanted that from you, you know, hanging on to your coattails and there's no tails to hang on, well, you know, then maybe that's it too. They're opportunists in a way, you know, which I could also see maybe with that Fool reversed. I think here, you know, with the Page of Cups, I like what he said. I almost think that they're living in a fantasy land, you know, and I would give that more of a positive tone to it if it weren't surrounded by these negative cards. But I see that idea of, you know, they're not dealing with reality. They're dealing with their version of reality. And therefore, it looks to me like friendships are at a crossroads, you know. The Snake here is a betrayal, you know, and it's making you decide what paths you want to follow now as far as, you know, your friends go. Snake is about betrayal. Snake is about, you know, sneakiness or gossip. I mean, it's sneaky behavior, you know, and nobody needs friends like that.
Well, even what you say there, you know, about them trying to ride off of you, you know, that sort of is the Raven and the Creepy Trail too. Like they're just sort of trying to follow you where you go, you know, wherever you go, because they think that's the way they want to go too, you know.
So in other words, you know, people who can't create their own successful lives trying to get it off of others, you know, it could be. But, you know, it's like you said, and admittedly, success is in the eyes of the beholder. You might look at yourself and say, well, I'm not that successful right now. Why are they doing this to me? But it's how you carry yourself. You know, because I believe you carry yourself very well. You seem very competent, you know, you're, and that's not to say that that's a lie. It just covers up some of the problems we have in life. Some of us, we want to not lower ourselves to the difficulties we're having in our lives. We're better than that. And so we ride it out that way. And others think we're in a great place, we're in a great position, because look how strong and powerful you are, you know, when you're just as vulnerable as they are deep down.
Well, these cards don't really provide a solution. They just sort of indicate, yes, your instincts are right. That is what's going on. And maybe this is just saying you're going to keep doing that kind of thing of understanding that. And, not getting terribly, more involved with them.
Hey, I know you don't necessarily live in a big town, but it may be time, to find a new set of friends there, find other places to hang out at. Because I'm not getting a good vibe off of this at all. And yeah, there's not a lot of real solutions here other than the fact that, knowledge is power. And if you needed the cards to back up what you're feeling about them, well, bingo. I think you got it. So good luck with that. And with Toby. Don't forget Toby.
And Libra wants to know, what message do they need to know?
You're welcome, Victoria.
You are welcome.
Meow. Yes. All right, we're on Libra.
Mm-hmm.
And
What message do they need to know?
I see it. Yep. My reading?
Sure, and I'm using my Wheel of Fortune deck.
Okay.
Dame's Wheel of Fortune. All right, so the first card then is, what do you need to know? All right, so it's Judgment reversed. This may be saying that things aren't going to change in a better direction very soon, that maybe there's some fundamental realizations that haven't happened. Somebody may really need to change their mind or their whole bent on this particular situation. That's probably you.
So what you need to know is that, this is a time for you to shake things up in your world, and don't be shy about doing that. I feel here that something is crying for change or reawakening of some sort. Something is stirring, and you might be feeling that, but you might also be neglecting it, and that's what the message is here. That's what you need to know, is you're neglecting the fact that something needs to reawaken or get reborn in your life right now. And why is that important, Mr. O?
The Five of Coins reversed, because you need to move back into the circle of trust, of light, of friends, whatever, of family. This is saying that you've been maybe living on the outer arena more often than not, and feeling like you've been disconnected from things, feeling like, there's nobody really there for you. And it's a matter of perspective. You could still be alone, but you could still have that greater sense of, something with you.
Well, I definitely feel here it's like, okay, so something needs to reawaken or be reborn. Why is that important? Because it will help you heal. It will help you get back on track again if you think things have not been going your way. And also, as Mr. O said, this could be about, getting back involved in social interactions again, moving away from a state of social isolation if you've been keeping away from people, and getting back involved with others in some way again.
So
and where is this heading?
Where is it headed? The Juggler, which is the Magician. This is an increase of you having the ability to do things in your life, to take charge of things, to create things, to channel energies, to be creative.
This could just be about manifesting a better life for yourself,
Yeah.
It's kind of like putting everything in place that you need in order, to manifest something or succeed in some area of your life. Rebirthing something, reawakening something within you that is stirring. Because it will heal you, it will make you whole, and it will set you on a better path towards manifesting some of your dreams, goals, or desires. And what do you have for what do I have for the Lenormand? I don't know.
Is that like a stamp, Isaby? Like you use it as a stamp to make a mark of some sort? Okay, that's fine for tidal wave. We'll do that for her. And that's what people need to do. You know, if they realize that they need to move on, they can leave a question and we'll do it.
Yep.
We prefer that in a way. So here comes the sun. Ah.
Well, what a happy ending for you.
And the rider.
Really, all of this is coming
Nice,
together to a happy conclusion. I feel here that you are moving towards better times, happier times, and more success and sunshine in your life. You know, you're going to be feeling re-energized. You're going to feel optimistic and hopeful and happy because things seem to be moving in a successful direction now. And you could see by the way this was going that everything was getting better as it went along.
What you need to know is basically you should not shirk, you know, this great change that you need to do. It will actually reconnect you with everything you need to connect with and to feel your power again. So that's it.
Okay, that's what we have for you. So, tidal wave. Tidal wave is up.
And tidal wave left a message, maybe a spirit message.
Oh, a spirit message?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Your
I'm
deck?
too busy.
My deck.
No, I just used my deck
Yep.
there.
Got it. Okay. So, spirit message. Do we want to do my reading?
Yeah, sure. That sounds a bit cooler for you guys.
Wow, that is cool. Comfortable.
Open up the window.
Okay, what is the spirit message for tidal wave? We got the Emperor. Emperor's upright. So tidal wave, it looks like you're going to be getting everything under control. You know, you may have to take the lead in something, which is good because you're in a good position to do so. And others will respect you because, you know, you realize you don't have to lead by the sword here, you know, or a hammer. You have to, you know, you lead benevolently, just, you know, giving people a sense of a share in the leadership as well.
It is rising to the level of control or authority that you feel is comfortable and really reflects on how you do that. You know, you don't have to be, you know, the mean despot, you know, bang your fist kind of person to be in charge. You know, you don't have to do anything other than what you feel is appropriate for you. And so this is just really saying being that kind of in charge person on your own terms.
And if this isn't about leading others, it's really truly about, you know, leading yourself appropriately, you know, being the wise person who can offer advice to others when necessary, can help them out when necessary, can even assign them things when necessary, or just get your own house and business in order. You know, it's about just being able to manage things like it's second nature.
So,
why is that important? Well, it's pretty important. The Fool upright, because you're about to embark on a new journey, a new adventure in life. There's a new chapter unfolding for you in some area of your life, tidal wave, and that is why being in control is so important. You're about to take a chance, a risky venture perhaps, or just take off on a new journey, kind of like uncharted waters where, you know, you're not sure how things are going to turn out, but doggone it, you're going to do it anyway.
it really looks interesting to me. I'm looking at that glow coming through the pumpkin. I don't know if you can see that. And I think this is saying that it's important because this gives you a chance to shine something back to others, that others that maybe didn't see your glow, your specialness, now will have an opportunity to do that.
Nice, Isabel. She was answering your crow question.
Yes, I was wondering what that was. Cool.
All right, and so where is this headed for a tidal wave?
Thank you.
You got 3 major arcana cards here, though, so that is interesting to me. But there's that. And boy, has this guy been coming up today, too.
Death reversed.
So after all of that, where are things headed? It seems as though like a full stop. It looks as though maybe this risk or whatever is going on here you feel might be a bridge too far. You're just afraid of taking that chance or making the changes necessary to pull it off. And so if there's an unwillingness to make the changes or moves you need to make, you're going to just stay up there on that cliff.
Well, right, and this may not necessarily be what you can change or affect. Maybe this is really what you have to deal with, is that you will be dealing with some forces that really are inert, that don't
That's a good
change.
point, too, though. You may want to do this, but you may encounter resistance. Maybe this resistance is from others. What do you have in the Lenormand that might inform this?
Candy.
Oh.
What's candy?
It's number 8 or 9?
8 or 9.
It's 9, right? The flowers.
Yes, it's the flowers. And then number 3, the candle.
Number 3?
Is that 3?
No.
31?
Yeah, I think it is 31.
The sun?
Yes. I gave him the tricky deck today to use.
Mm-hmm. So the sun.
That's very
and
positive.
The flowers.
That is like success is yours and rewards will be achieved once you can eliminate the resistance. Whether this is resistance within yourself to move this forward or if it's resistance along the way on this journey. It will be worth it in the long haul if you can get past resistance to change. This was a real up and down reading in a way, mostly up. That's why I'm thinking that things will work out, but it's not going to be totally easy here. You either have to come to terms with some blockages within yourself or, somebody who's putting obstacles in your way. And do it well. Handle it with control, and let people know who's in charge here if it's other people trying to do that to you.
I think she said it best.
That's what we have for you, Title. Good luck with that. All right, hey, are we on Isabel? Hi, Isabel.
Hi, Isabel.
Candy corn. I like candy corn. I'm one of those people.
That's too funny.
Probably not too good for my teeth right now, though. Yeah.
No, I'm not big on the candy corn. I like jelly beans more than candy corn. And I don't know that they like me that well.
Oh no, ate a bag today.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about the sugar.
Well, I've been known to polish some sugar.
He will chomp the jelly beans down like that.
So, Isabel, what's your question?
Yeah, Isabel, did you want a reading? You are up.
Were you getting a reading with us tonight?
I know. There's a lot of people who dislike the candy corn. I like it, though. I don't know why. It's waxy feeling, but I don't know. I like it. I like the flavor. I think that's it overall. And it's soft. It's not something that's too gummy for me. I have problems with gummy candies even before I had been bad teeth. I just never got into gummy candies too much.
I'm really vain, and I realized at one point that when I ate more chocolatey kind of candy, that gave me more calories. So I made myself decide to like non-fat candy, and jelly beans is one of the better ones of that because there's lots of
And I've
flavor.
always liked the modern day health food of dark chocolate. The darker, the better. Okay. Ancestor code in me.
Is that a question?
I'm not sure what question that is, Isabel. Can you be more specific? Do you want to know what ancestors have to say?
Or are you talking about sugar addiction?
Oh, sugar addiction. Hey, Isabel, just, let us know if you want the question, you have a question or not, because we got to move on. We've only got a half hour before we're in overtime.
Good directions?
I don't know.
Well, we're not that kind of a mind reader.
Oh, just good directions? Is that what you want? Okay. So like a general reading.
Okay.
Let's see what we get. I'm using my shadow lens. Wait, you got a tarot. That's right. I just brought it out for the next one. I'm using my shadow lens Lenormand.
I'm going to use the Deviant Moon Tarot again.
We've got it, Violet. We're going to do a general and see what kind of advice we get. What good directions we get.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, Isabel. Your first card is the Knight of Pentacles.
Upright.
It's upright. Your second card is Temperance.
Upright.
Your third card is the Devil.
We are getting a lot of major arcana in our readings tonight. I've noticed that.
The Tree in Lenormand. And the House, the Tree House.
The tree house. I always like when those two are together. Well, the Knight of Pentacles is a good sign. You know, it's a good sign that maybe right now is a good time to focus on your financial well-being, or it could even be your physical well-being. Isabel, you know, this could be about making some moves towards better health, getting a little bit more exercise. The Knight is kind of a slow mover, though. So, so I would say this, you know, like walking, things that, you know, maybe take you out more in nature would be good as far as that goes. But this could also be the coming or going of a matter connected with money or finances, you know. This may be a time where you might be able to bring in some extra income with either your art or whatever, you know, you are working on.
I think this is about just in general saying that you are moving in a good direction. You sort of have a sense of surety about you. So with you, it's not that you need a direction because you just pretty much are self-assured of the direction you're going in. I'm going to move ahead to the next card.
Actually, I was going to combine those two together, but go ahead. Can I just say one more thing about the Knight?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, the Knight to me is also saying that, you know, if you wanted good directions, here it is. Take the road as it comes, okay? Right now is what the direction is. There may be some bumps, there may be some detours, but slow and steady progress will be achieved. Okay.
With Temperance, what I think is happening is that this is saying that you should probably consider things like moderation. You know, you mentioned just now sugar addict, so maybe this is saying, you know, to put that into some sort of perspective. But in general, it is talking about habits of any sort that are better for you. So they're not necessarily your eating or health habits. They could be talking about your mental discipline. Maybe this is saying, you know, you should do things in a more balanced way. Like if you don't, you know, do something a certain amount of times, like say, for example, read a book, you should read a book once in a while. Or you should have a habit of only being on the internet so often and not, you know, filling up your whole day with it, that kind of thing.
It really is interesting to me to see Temperance in the middle here, because it goes well with the Devil, but it also pairs well with what I said about the Knight of Pentacles, in that, you know, moderation, taking things easy, taking things as they come, trying to be balanced and in harmony with the flow of things in your life, you know. I think that's what Temperance's message for you is. And so, yes, balance is important, finding moderation, nothing too fast, nothing too excessive, as we get to our Mr. Devil card there. Now, Mr. Devil could be talking about that sugar addiction or other things in your life that may try to pull you off this track, you know, temptations that we all face. Don't be, how should I say, held back by them. You know, keep moving slowly, progress. You know, we're here to progress, not to get bogged down in, you know, things that will tie us up in life.
And I feel that with the Devil card showing up there, this is talking once again maybe about, you know, what I said with habits, that this is saying, you know, that there are things you realize you should do to make your life a little better, a little easier. Some of that could be giving up things, but some of it could just be taking on new habits too. And I think that in a way kind of refers to the first card of saying, you know, head in the direction you know best. You've made it this far. You know how to, you know, achieve things on your own. Changing your habits as far as, you know, eating or anything is really up to you. It might be more important mostly to change what's going on in here about the direction you're going in, to understand, you know, that you can really, you know, move in any direction you want. And that, I think, really takes us to the Lenormand.
Well, it's interesting here because I know you said your home is your studio. And, you know, it's about the house and the tree. And the house is about, you know, your home, your safe spot, your secure spot, your comfortable spot. And if your studio, you know, is your most comfortable spot, there it is. And the thing is, there is growth here. You know, there is growth. There is positive energy here. Things really happen there, you know. I could also see family gathering at your home. Sometimes the tree and the house together talks about family. So I don't know if people are going to come to live with you, but, you know, they may be visiting. This might be about people who are coming to visit as a possibility here as well. But it seems like you are very rooted where you are right now.
Right. Everything seems to be focused around your home at this point for you, because it really does achieve the best way for you to grow. And I think it also says too that there are things around you that will support you if you do choose, you know, to work on moderation issues or fighting your own temptations or things that, you know, make you feel like you're lazy or like you're not on the path. Though I get the feeling like that's not really a problem for you, Isaby. I sort of feel like you are pretty much a go-getter on your own terms. And so I think this is just saying, really, you don't have to find a new direction because you just keep on moving.
I think the direction you're going in is fine. It is saying that you will progress steadily, assuredly, especially if you try not to take any shortcuts. Take the journey for what it is and go with the flow. Good luck with that.
All right.
Slow and steady wins the race. It's true. Well, maybe not if you're a runner.
Okay,
All right.
so Melody asks us, what is Azam's energy towards them?
Okay.
And we are back Sunday for our afternoon session at 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do pretty much the same thing we're doing tonight.
I will be missing the Lions game,
Aw.
but I will be doing a prediction. I'm 2 for 2 now. I never did predict their first game of the season, but the last 2 I did. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, take care, Victoria. 2 crazy kids. You're the second person to call us kids today. Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care, Victoria.
Good luck.
All right.
All right, Melody, what is Azam's energy towards you?
Well, there's the Ace of Pentacles upright. I like that. But, it's followed by the Hermit, which is kind of interesting. Wow. That's what I'm saying about all these major arcana, no matter what deck we use. And now I have the Hierophant upright.
Well, I get a definite vibe here.
Well,
that-
Melody, are you guys in a relationship right now? You know, you could just answer yes or no. I don't know. I think things look pretty positive. Let me just say that. Why don't you put those out?
Why don't I? The candle, which is the sun, and the candy, which is the flowers.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Not really. It's complicated,
Oh, boy.
isn't it always?
Isn't it always? I feel there are some good intentions here, though. Like they want to maybe, well,
They want to involve you in some sort of project or some sort of
well,
thing that they're doing.
it doesn't necessarily mean that. They could be that, but it could also be, you know, if it's about a relationship, it could be that, you know, they want to start something that's growthful. They want something to get to happen here, and you know, they feel there's positive energy here, but yet there's that Hermit card, and the Hermit to me, in a reading where you're trying to figure out somebody's intentions or their next actions towards you, it just seems to me Azam is kind of holding back or being kind of a hermit, maybe isolating himself. I don't know if maybe communications have been kind of, you know, not happening, but that could be with the Hermit here because they're withdrawing.
They want you to approach them in a way. They sort of want to hang back and maybe make you come towards them. Because, you know, when you think about the Hermit on the hill shining the light, people go to them, you know, to receive that wisdom, you know. So this may say that there's a sense of conceitedness that he sort of feels like he's sort of, you know, wanting you to come towards him.
Huh. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm honestly not sure. But there's such positive energy in this reading. That's why I don't understand where there's problems. But the Hierophant is here too. Okay, that could that could be a stumbling block, but not always. Sometimes the Hierophant indicates a more traditional relationship, more structure to the relationship, whether that's marriage or something else.
They talk every day.
You do talk every day.
That's structure.
He's not ready to commit, though. Wow.
Right, but it sounds like structure. It sounds like they're playing very, very hard to get, but everything else they're doing is right there,
Which is what I was going to kind of say about the Hierophant, because the Hierophant can be a card where they want structure, but maybe they also want to have things their way. They want to control things a little bit here, And so it's got to be their way. And so maybe they feel, 5 minutes a day, that's enough to keep this relationship going. I feel here that ultimately there are some gifts or some success that will come out of this. That Azam, it's possible too. Azam is looking for, his own gratification here. I'm not going to rule that out, because the flowers and the sun could be for him, that he's hoping that you shower all this attention and love and gifts and support on him, so he can succeed. And maybe it's not the other way around. It seems like it is very complicated, Melody.
Well, here's the thing, though, too, is that since we've been doing the show, I'm very used to people who come to us from other cultures where things about relationships, marriage, love, etc. are different or operate differently. And so I would say, is it culturally different for them to progress in a relationship? Is there any reason why they would just talk without going anywhere else? Maybe that's possible. I don't know that. I don't want to judge other cultures, and I don't want to say that everything should be viewed through the more Western world American lens, that relationships always move 1, 2, 3. They don't, maybe, in other parts of the world.
And so I feel like here Azam's in
Bye, Isabel.
Take care, Isabel. What I wanted to say about this, because I wanted to look at your question quickly again, if it's still here. Yeah, what's Azam's energy towards me? His energy towards you is kind of like he feels that
something that can be grown here.
Yeah, he feels.
Move. Yeah.
There's something that can be grown here. He does feel that way, that roots can be established. Yet, he seems to pull himself back from that. That's kind of what I feel. The Hermit is not a negative card necessarily in the upright position, but when we're talking about their energy towards you, it's almost as if they're kind of like pulling themselves back. Or, yeah, I think that's really what I feel there. And the Hierophant indicates to me, again, this isn't necessarily a bad card, but I almost feel with the Hermit that there's some control thing going on here. They just want you to accept them for who they are, and it doesn't seem like they want to change.
Maybe Isabel's right.
Maybe Isabel's right, because, that card is in a way, let's think about a priest, okay? Because that's what the Hierophant is, like priest or clergy, and they're very set with their doctrine and their ways. They don't just change, on the drop of a hat.
Well,
they follow a certain path.
Are those Lenormand still about Azam's intentions, or are they just about something else?
Well, it's his energy towards them, and I feel like he feels, or towards Melody, and I think he feels there's much to be gained by what he is doing here, or otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. But does that spell anything good for for a relationship going forward? I'm not completely sure.
I'm going to say that maybe the Hermit is the overall most important card, because it looks like it's just going to be a moment in stasis of some sort, just hanging there until Azam changes the picture or script, or unless you demand that of them.
Until he realizes what a gift you truly are, and that, moving this forward would be in his best interests. So that's sort of what I see too there if I look at those cards. I wish you luck, Melody. It's complicated. You're not kidding.
It does sound complicated. All right. So is Jano up then?
Jano is up then.
And I think Violet put their question down there.
Is love in store for my birthday on the 20th? Jano, if
You're
you're
welcome,
having a
Melody.
birthday, don't forget to come in around your birthday to get a birthday reading.
Yes, we do the birthday reading thing.
Only
in
around
fact,
your birthday, though. We're not doing it
your
today.
birthday's on a Friday, so we could do it on the 19th, or we could do it on Sunday show, the 22nd. Either way, if you're interested, just check us out.
And if you can't come to the show, just let us know what date you prefer, and we will do it first thing that day.
Right, we'll do it anyway for you, and then you can just go back to it.
It'll be right at the top after our card for the collective, so you can find it.
Somewhere it'll be within the first 10 minutes or so, or it'll start then.
Sure, deck this time, right?
So happy birthday.
Yes, happy upcoming birthday. Let's see if love is in store, Mr. O. That would be your cards, right?
Okay. Well, for no particular reason, I will use the English Magic Tarot again. Ah, yes, of course.
That's right, Violet. We'll
Our
remember.
busy Sunday, and you're going to blow us off.
Oh, she had this planned for a long time.
I
and
know, I'm kidding.
she gave us
I'm
plenty of
kidding.
notice.
I am kidding.
Just
So,
ignore the
maybe we
Scorpio,
would
Violet.
rather-
You know the drill.
Maybe we would rather do it on the 19th, Jano. The day before your birthday, if that's okay with you. Of course you get a day off. We're the ones that don't. Scorpio.
Well, we might be. We have some events coming up, like happy hour. Will
Yeah,
have to
actually,
be.
we will have
Yeah.
to vacate a happy hour on the 14th.
That's
'Cause
right.
I work, and then we have that other program. So that's a couple Saturdays from now. One from actually this Saturday. All right, so is love in the cards for you for your birthday? All right, and he's shoots, he doesn't score. It's the Knight of Wands.
Upright?
It's upright.
Wow.
That's not bad. And it's the Three of Coins. And that's upright, by the way. And then it's the reverse Two of Coins. So I'm immediately drawn to
Wait.
that Three of Coins, though.
Read a book.
Read a book. Who needs love? Read a book. Oh, a book about a woman. Okay.
Well, that could be you.
I'm drawn to the Three of Coins because the way they're standing there, I'm like, it's manifestation. Make something happen. And of course, the question was about love on your birthday. The Knight of Wands is a charismatic, charming, brave, confident person who's moving towards something. Usually it could be something like a relationship. So I feel like it is saying, like, you know, if you're willing to move yourself in the right direction, you may actually be able to make something happen. But it may cause a bit of busyness. It may cause a bit of, you know, whoa, everything's a little bit crazy. But, you know, that's love too, right? You know.
Isn't it the truth?
So it seems like something could happen, you know, but it's going to be on you to kind of do some of that manifestation, I think.
Well, it's interesting reading for sure. You know, when I look at that knight, that clearly looks like somebody could be coming in to sweep you off your feet, so to speak. It could be a fire sign. It could be somebody, you know, who's got a lot of energy, you know, and a lot of magnetism in their own way. But they are definitely nothing. I mean, somebody you might be interested in, you know. And then we have here, oh gosh, what is it again? Help me.
The Three of Coins.
That's right. And what I wanted to say about the Three of Coins, Chano, is that when I saw that card, the first thing I thought of was that maybe other people are involved in making this happen.
That's true. I neglected
I'm
to
not
mention
saying
that, but
like
it's
a
true.
blind date, But I'm thinking like, maybe some outing you do with friends or people you know.
And then there's that moment.
Or somebody introduces you to somebody. I mean, there just seems to be involvement of other people in this for the better. It's almost like teamwork here pulls it off. And the Two of Coins indicates that, well, this might shift the balance a little bit here. It might make things a little bit crazy for your life, but, sometimes crazy is good. You just got to try to make sure you don't lose yourself so into something that you let the rest of your life go. And for this, I feel here, this might be saying you really do need to explore this. This might be something, whoever is coming your way, God, the 20th is so close. I mean, if this happens, you're really going to have to let us know we were right. But, you really should explore this more. That's not saying there's any kind of red flags here that I see.
None.
But, this is something that maybe, you will get to know this person a little bit better.
I agree with all of that. And I sort of think that those Lenormands are talking about, finding out something, something
I'm
favorable.
sorry, Fire Spawn. It's too late. The list is closed.
Yeah, it's already 9 o'clock.
So sorry.
We'll try to take you next time if you come earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we're ready to almost shut down.
Yeah, we're in our overtime. All right. So that's what we have for you, Jano.
I wish you luck with that.
Good luck, and I'm sure we'll see you before your birthday or around then. Yes.
Estelle wants a message from angels. Would they like to tell you about your love life? Okay. That sounds
You're
good.
welcome, Jano.
Estelle. Hey, you're welcome. Take care. Hope to see you soon.
And yesterday, my Goth Tarot got many more hits than it normally gets. It got 35 hits. And I attribute that to the fact that I made it a little bit shorter. I kind of condensed it so it could just like zip right through that. So I decided to do the same thing for the emotional exchanges. I made it a quicker, zippier reading. It's only about 13 minutes instead of its usual 20 to 25. So check that out. We'll ask the 3 essential questions for love and relationships. What's happening? Why is it important? And where is it going to? That's Fridays at 7 a.m.
I am not going to shorten my material matters.
Well, I just felt that it could use a little brevity. You have a different thing going on.
Well, it's true that sometimes less is more. It's like with haiku writing. All right, I'm ready.
No, I'm sorry. We are not taking Fire Spawn. We already told them no.
Yeah, we did tell them no.
How dare you put LB to bed?
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm going to do with him.
Better?
Yeah, we told her the list was closed.
We did.
Okay, so this is a message from the angels about love life. Page of Swords is upright. So what do you need to hear? Well, the easy way out for me would just be to tell you that Spirit is going to tell you something here important. But really what this is about is communication. Spirit is saying what you need to hear about your love life is you need to open channels of communication. You need to reach out more to others. If you want, a love life, you're going to have to do some mingling, maybe is the word, right?
Well, when I see the Page of Swords, one of the key characteristics I felt I was taught with that is gracefulness. To be able to carry yourself with gracefulness, diplomacy, tact. And that means that, to some degree, you have to know what to say and when to say it. So sometimes you have to learn acceptable behavior. If you are interested in a love life, depending on your culture, there may be certain signals or protocols that are expected. and you would do well to kind of work with them. But to some degree, being kind and graceful is always a good approach for almost any endeavor in our lives. And I'm not trying to say you're not a kind and graceful person. I'm just saying this card says exemplify that.
And Spirit might also be saying just to use your head more, really think about ways that you can encourage love to enter your life. Sometimes, it's clear to me, Asel, that you have the heart for it, but now you have to have the head for it, I think is what Spirit is trying to say as well. And so, why is this important? Because you really do need this in your life. Spirit recognizes the fact that...
It's judgment reversed.
It is judgment reversed. I went right into it. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
It is judgment reversed. And Spirit is saying a couple of things here. One is, number one, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, and make sure that, you understand that there is this desire to reawaken something in your life, to bring love back into your life, not, former loves, just to bring love back into your life. And that, you deserve that. And, Spirit just feels that this is important here, this communicating more, getting out there, being graceful, all the things that Mr. O said, is important here because, you need to reawaken this and rekindle this. Rebirth it.
Yes, it's so important just for that idea that really this says, you need to totally change or very much change what's going on, your whole mindset, all of those kind of things there. You may have to really think about how you can change attitudes.
We'll let it go, Violet. We'll let it go. Just roll your eyes. And so where are things headed? Where are things headed?
I cut my head off.
This is a beautiful card.
Oh, it's the Ace of Wands.
Spirit wants you to know that, you deserve love in your life, and you are very capable of making it happen. That Ace of Wands, but it's like with all aces, there's the potential for a new beginning for you. Spirit is saying, if you can do this, if you can reawaken and rekindle love, if you can use your head to figure out ways to bring, more romance and love into your life, if you can communicate your intent, to others in a constructive way, in a graceful way, as Mr. O said, getting to know people and mingling perhaps, there is a great new beginning for you here. However, I always say this with the aces, it's up to you where it goes from there too, You have to keep that spark lit, and you have to keep that fire burning once it surfaces for you. And what do you have with the... Well, you could answer that
I'm
now.
I'm playing over here with the canvas.
I know, and then you've got the Lenormand, so you didn't even put those
I
out,
do...
yeah?
Yes, I know that, dear. I know that. I do feel this goes to a good place for you. This goes to a new beginning where maybe, you start to associate in a circle or a network or a family or a church or whatever it is that provides you with these opportunities to show your gracefulness and to show, that you understand, you have to shake things up in order to routinize yourself going towards your love life. So here's the Lenormand. What is that? Oh, that's the fog. It's the fog.
It's the clouds.
The clouds. And it's the deadly flowers, which means it's the flowers.
No, the flowers was the candy.
So the deadly flowers is the...
Lilies.
Lilies.
Number 30.
Oh my goodness. Well, lilies and fog.
Well, it just seems like for a while now, Asel, I feel that this is talking about, Spirit seeing where you have been. And it seems as though for a while now, things have been very uncertain here. Your path forward for a while, and maybe you even feel too long now, has been cloudy, murky, uncertain as far as your love life goes. you will change that. It looks as though you have the ability to change that, if you do some work here.
I think you have to show through the quality of your gentleness and your emotionality that you can work towards these things, and that you have to sort of understand that, like a flower growing, it doesn't grow overnight. So you do have to keep nurturing that garden, keep on trying to create those situations. The lilies is a symbol of maturation. So it really says, that if everything seems confusing in terms of finding the love life you long for, it's a process of getting there. You really will have to be flexible to some degree and trust. Good luck.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that, Asal. That's what Spirit has for you today. Viddy, you are up.
And Viddy is here, so go ahead and give us your question. We're in our final minutes here.
Final minutes?
Well, relatively speaking.
We're overtime, but
we're post
we're
our
in our final
minutes.
reading. This is what he meant to say.
You're welcome, Asal.
You're very welcome.
Okay, there's the question. I joined an internship and I'd like to know what can I do to move forward in my fashion career. So that's going to be my deck, right?
Yep.
All right. So I use...
That sounds like a good move right there.
Yeah, really.
All right.
Absolute good luck to you. Yes, being in an internship is important, and hopefully, you learn well and start to compile, a list of associates and associations, to network with. I think internship can open you up towards networking. You really want to work hard on acquiring some of those business tips and associations.
I did my undergraduate degree in journalism's internship at a hospital. I worked in their library. I worked in the public relations department there for my internship. That was a real good experience.
Okay, so the first card is the Ten of Coins reversed.
Okay.
The next card is the Queen of Swords upright.
Okay.
And the next card is the World
Upright.
upright.
Well, let me give you these before you start. Whoa. Some things I'm always happy to see make a reappearance.
The Sun and the Brooms.
What was that one again? I can't see that.
It's the
one.
Ten of Coins reversed.
Ten of Coins reversed. And is that the Queen of Wands?
Swords.
Swords. Got it. That's right. So the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I don't feel too bad about this card, but you will have to spend a little bit of time making some strategic plans, It's clear here you need a plan. And, how are you going to make money? What is your goal? Do you have a product line you're thinking about already? Are you going to work for other designers? Are you going to do this on your own? It just seems as though, better planning is essential. And that card is reversed here. So it means that, you're going to have to do a little bit more work in that regard.
Well, when I look at the Ten of Coins that are reversed and realizing your question, I think you are going to have opportunities in the internship, but I think what you want to do is also not necessarily rely on the older practices or associations you may have had earlier in your education or earlier in your career. Those things may not necessarily translate to the new situation. So you want to be sure that maybe you have those boundaries down, that things you may have done before may not be able for you to ride off of. And planning is absolutely a big part of that.
What I was going to say here too with the Queen of Swords, I see this kind of in two ways, which is not a surprise for me because the sword is double-edged, but with the Queen of Swords, it's kind of indicating to me that you got to be careful the choices and the decisions you make moving forward. As you make these plans, make wise choices. And as a matter of fact, this is where maybe what you're going to be doing on your internship may help you there. It may provide you with ideas. It may provide you with some of the strategies that you need to consider going forward. There may be somebody too in this particular scenario that might be a good mentor for you.
I think this is about mentorship, and I think this is also, the Queen of Swords that is also about saying that, you'll realize in the internship, what kind of practices that a good company might want and what will serve you best. And by the same token, you may also realize the kind of practices or behaviors that you should be willing to kind of cut them off. You see the Queen of Swords there. She's able to decide, what works and what doesn't, and maybe clear away some of the air there. This one.
I know. I was just looking at that again. No, I get that. I have nothing to add there.
So right,
moving on to
it's about the last card, the World, in terms of what you can cultivate. Remember that this is a stepping stone, and that after the internship, maybe things may move to a different strategy, or things may move to a different arena or platform. So, this is probably saying you're going to be successful in your internship. The World really sort of indicates things tie up, come to a successful conclusion. It's just important to remember that you are moving to another platform, and to take those experiences, that learning, integrate them as best you can.
I think the internship will be pretty successful for you. But what I would add to the World is it's saying basically finish what you started. So you've joined this internship, don't quit it, finish what you've started, because you will be more ready then to walk into the next phase of your life and have a more successful start by doing so. And so with the Broom and the Sun, this is almost indicating to me that success is going to come to you. I think, you just need to sweep away anything that could interfere with your chosen path. You may need to put some focus into this, but I really think that what you are doing is going to be very successful. Like the Broom might be saying here, tidy up your strategy. Make sure you have firm plans and goals. Make sure you're happy with where you see yourself going in the future, and everything should be successful.
Now that I've seen that Broom and heard what Banshee said, it kind of reminds me about what I said originally about the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and that was the idea that maybe you would find things you were doing won't translate as well, and so you may want to manage those differently. You may not to necessarily take advice of people around you who think they can be your mentor but won't really be a good mentor. This may be saying, yes, be kind, but maybe you have to move beyond them. You might have to make some swift moves to, tell people, you got to work with the prescribed program, and that, their ideas are nice, but they may not necessarily hold weight there. And I do feel, though, you are moving towards success, so I wish you a lot of luck, Biddy.
Good luck to you. Yes, this was a pretty good reading.
They want the Ghost and Spirits Tarot.
Oh, you got it, Violet.
Question.
You got it. You would
right.
have... I brought out my pumpkin one because I realized the last deck I had you probably wouldn't have wanted me to use. This is the Horror Tarot. So let's use his Ghost and Spirit.
You're welcome,
one.
Biddy. I hope that made sense. I hope that was something you could use.
Very welcome, Biddy. Okay, Violet, let's see. Uncle Alan. Okay, well, let's see what we can get. Well, I don't blame you. It is kind of a up in the air, situation. I mean, we have our feelings, we have our intuition, our gut. No, the Ghosts and Spirits.
I told you that.
That's his deck.
No, I have the Ghost Tarot.
Oh.
You have a Ghost and Spirits.
I have
don't
the
you?
Ghosts and Spirit. That's
That's
the
the
one.
one she wanted you to use. I told you
I'm
that.
sorry.
What am I going
Yes.
to do with her? Violet, I don't know for sure, but I think there's going to be an opening on our show here for another reader.
Yes, I'm replacing him.
With who or what?
With Violet. You were just talking about replacing me.
Violet O. No, Violet B. Banshee and Violet. That has no kind of ring to it.
Oh, jeez.
Slap him. Go on, take a shot.
You wouldn't like it if I took a shot.
Oh, and my wand's upstairs. It has that extendo reach. Bonk. Aha.
Okay.
Look what I pulled.
Oh, did I leave that in there? Good
Look what
grief.
the next one was.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's very funny.
That's
Okay.
very funny. Well, okay. The first card is the Fool reversed.
We have been there before.
Then there's a Five of Cups upright.
We have been there before.
The Ace of Pentacles is reversed. Wow, this is a weird reading, all right. I'm not sure we're going to get a lot out of this, but let's try.
Pumpkin. What's the pumpkin?
It's the clover.
The clover, that's right. And the black cat, which is the dog, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Are you going to jump up?
Well,
You will hurt us if you
what
do.
does Uncle Alan feel about this? You know, it's the Fool reversed. I think he doesn't want you to read too much into things right now, perhaps. You know, because, you know, it's possible here that, you know, it's risky. It's just risky because he doesn't want you to just go off the deep end on the signs and things that you are getting in your dreams. He's just like, take it easy. Don't take any, don't speculate. Because, you know, in a sense, the card, the Fool, is about risks and gambling, which in my mind also includes speculation. So don't speculate too much or read too much into this. I know we always expect signs and things to be in our dreams, but sometimes maybe because what we are also going through emotionally, that could color, you know, what's coming out in our dreams.
Well, whoever is telling you this, whether it's Uncle Alan or your own instinct, it could be saying that there is no ability to necessarily trust this, or no reason to trust that this is fact or not, that this may be something else altogether. It could be something you can take to the bank, but maybe it's some other interference somehow through the spirit medium.
Well, and also through ourselves. You know, if we feel intensely emotional about something, if we're going through something and it's affecting us, it will come out in weird ways in our dreams too. The messages, we have to determine, you know, is the message truly coming from spirit, or is it truly coming from a place I'm at right now that isn't very clear? So seeing this card here makes me wonder about that. So I would just say you're not necessarily wrong, but you're not necessarily right either. So this is a time to just kind of...
Isn't that kind of the next card too?
It is in a way. That's the...
Five of Cups.
The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is looking at loss, though, you know? Like, you are looking at loss in whatever ways that... In the many ways that means, in a way, you know, you're fearing the loss of someone in your life, even if, or you're wondering about the loss of someone in your life, regardless of how you feel about them, it is a loss. You're also feeling, you know, a sense of disappointment over the whole situation, and a sense of, being on the outside, having to look in at all of this. And it is taking a toll on you in some ways.
Well, it could be that whoever is wondering really, are you putting everything in perspective? That maybe there are things that maybe you need to put a little more emphasis on and some other things less emphasis on.
Uncle Alan, I was going to say something about that 5. He doesn't want you to feel heartbroken or disappointed in whatever ways this is going to affect you, and for whatever reasons this is going to affect you. He wants you to remember the other aspects of yourself and your life that maybe you should be focusing on right now. I like that. I'm almost thinking that that's the case here, because it kind of leads into the next card.
These 3 all resonate to each other in a way, don't they?
Yeah.
Because maybe this is saying you have to give some things time to manifest, that maybe some things are meant to go a little slower. Take those, oh wait, that's not the child, that's the black cat. So just be, more or less patient, loyal to that process of maturation.
Maturation?
Lilies, right? Oh wait, it's clover, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
To that process of luck. That's kind of weak, sorry.
He'll come back on that. But the thing for me here with the Ace of Pentacles is that, there's other growth. Maybe Uncle Alan is saying that is not happening right now because, you're so either waiting for a shoe to drop or thinking a shoe has dropped already. And I don't know, you do have the 5 of Cups here, which indicates loss. Has that shoe dropped? Until you know for certain, you're not going to know. And your dreams may give you clues, but they may also be kind of confusing right now just because everything is. And so he just doesn't want you to forget about the other things in your life that are important. Like, for example, those that are loyal and love you, they can bring you luck and happiness right now too. The clover is about luck. And this is about loyalty to what? To your friends, to your family. This is about, there is luck in being with the people you're with right now. And in this point in time, maybe that is what you need to focus on. And I'm not saying to ignore it, but I am saying to just be aware that sometimes we can get mixed signals because of the very nature of the situation.
Could Uncle Alan himself want somebody else to tell
you? Why would
you?
He just tell you? I thought he sort of did, maybe not about the dream so much, but about the situation himself, sort of lent to where it was leading, that something was going on. But, yeah, I don't know. It's not very clear here. And the reason I guess I'm hedging my bets on the value of this dream is because it's not very clear here. And so I'm thinking something, even Uncle Alan is saying, take a step back from this a little while and just see what develops. That's all you can really do at this point anyway. So I would just say that would probably be the best thing to do. And, don't ignore things. Write them down and just see if you can make sense of them. He just doesn't think right now that it's necessarily sending you a clear message and that it's helpful at this time to say that, but that's what it looks like. I know. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to do that without, the true information. I mean, in a sense, you are in a state of grieving anyway. You've had to grieve letting that life go. Maybe it's not quite that way, but what I'm saying is that, because of that, your grief is ongoing, and you do need to grieve and let it go. Maybe you should just do it in advance anyway. Because the bottom line is that we don't know, and you may never know, even possibly till a bit after it happens. So, I wish you luck with that. sometimes the cards hedge on some of these things, especially, end of life issues and stuff like that. So it doesn't want to give a clear answer today. Good luck with that. All right. Hey, everybody.
So that's our
Hey,
show.
you're welcome. Sorry. We're dealt the cards we are dealt. But, think about the cards. Go back and look at this reading, when you have a chance, and see if you see something different here that resonates to you as far as what that dream might mean to you, that we might be missing. We might be misinterpreting Uncle Alan here. I don't know. But I wish you luck with that. All right. Sunny wants to play with my pen now that I'm done. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We're only a half hour into overtime. I want to say take care and join us on Saturday for happy hour at its normal time. And don't forget, sometime on Friday, tooth permitting, we'll be live in the chat for the Unhappy Hour video.
Right. Worst case scenario, we might have to do it in the evening once she's rectified from the dentist.
With gauze in my mouth if I have to get
Hi,
a tooth
everybody,
pulled.
and I am very unhappy.
Oh, gosh. Yes, that would make me very unhappy.
I will tell you where it hurts.
All right, everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your
Bye,
evening,
Angel.
and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.